Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, thank you. This is amazing. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast, and Merry Christmas, everyone. I think this is one of the most special times of the year. Honestly, I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies leading up to this. I watched Bad Santa tonight. I watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation the other night. I've been watching a lot of the old movies, but I have someone who's honestly become a fan favorite on my show, and he's become one of my good friends, and that's Breakaway Ray R. Snow. And I wrote a bio for him. Breakaway Ray, he's going to be doing readings for you guys tonight, but we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. We'll get into, he has a whole thing prepared. So, but Ray is a tarot reader, intuitive channel, conscious explorer. He's an author, and he's a multidimensional researcher known for his deep insight into spiritual awakening, personal transformation, and the hidden architecture of reality. His work blends traditional tarot symbolism with higher sense perception, timeline awareness, and energetic decoding. And tonight I'll see where Ray takes us. But with all that said, I'd like to give him a big warm welcome back to the show. Ray, Merry Christmas, and thanks so much for coming back on. How are you?
Rob, thank you so much for having me on your show again. Merry Christmas to you and to everybody. And if you let me know at midnight your time, even though I'm on the West Coast, I was born on the East Coast, and it's my birthday on Christmas Day. So, in a few minutes, I got my birthday crown ready to go. I'm ready to put it on.
Yeah. Well, you were born in New York, right?
That's right. Yeah, up in Yonkers. We were in the Bronx, and then there was a major snowstorm, and only my Uncle Ralph had a Cadillac that was a car big enough to get through the snowstorm, and he had to drive my mother and my dad through the Bronx up to Yonkers. Even the police from the Bronx wouldn't cross the borough line into Yonkers because the snowstorm was so bad. He got pulled over because they were wondering what he was doing out in the snowstorm. They're like, yo, this lady's having a baby. We got to get to the hospital. So anyway, that's the story about how I got born in the middle of a snowstorm. It was pretty exciting, I'm told. And wow. I'm celebrating, my birthday again, like in a few minutes. It's apparently like 12 minutes until my official birth date.
Wait, you were born on Christmas?
That's right. Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Your birthday is on. Wow. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, Rob. I was here on your show last year. I mean, I know I like to play it down a little bit. I try not to make it a blaring thing, but yeah, Christmas is my birthday. And so I might as well get this part in now, Rob. Guess what? I was on your show last year on Christmas Day. It was episode 1691. And wow. Today, this is episode 2371. So check out my math, everybody. I've done 680 shows since last Christmas. That's, wow. There's like 365 days in a year. This guy squeezed in 680. So congratulations, Rob. You win Comeback Podcaster of the Year. Way to go.
Wow. I wish I got more recognition from, I don't know. I don't know what, you know what I mean? But maybe I'll set a Guinness record one day or something, I'm hoping to. I might have passed up Joe Rogan, I think he's at like 2,300 or something like that, or something. Wow. So like, I don't know. I'm not sure where he's at, but I mean, I don't watch him much anymore, but I know he doesn't do 2 or 3 a day. I know that. So, I'm going to eventually pass him if I stay healthy and, but right. The way I've been eating this holiday season, I'm definitely not staying healthy. I mean, I've been chowing down on the bad food, I'm going on a big diet as soon as the holidays are over, like I'm going on a big diet,
Well, Rob, I'd say you're probably just carving up to do a little hibernation, and that's all right. So enjoy.
Yeah. Because it's like, out there, it's a little bit better to stay in shape, right? Because you're on the West Coast, but here on the East Coast, you remember how it is. Like, it's brutal winters, so it's like, sometimes comfort food's the best thing on the holidays,
That's right. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Cool. Hey, Rob, we're at the end of 2025. I don't want to bring up any sad memories, but we both lost some people that we respect. We lose not just James Rink, but Raynetta Jones. Wasn't that earlier this year?
Yeah, what's weird? I was going through my Instagram the other day, and I have it all, documented. Raynetta died in May, I think, because I posted those thumbnails of remembrance shows we did for her May. She didn't die in May; she died in April, but it was right around that time. And then James Rink died in I guess it would have been December, right? Yeah, or was it November? Was it? No, it
I
was
think it might,
December, right?
yeah, very early this month. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and what freaks me out, and I've told people this, is like, you know, like we were all supposed to do an event together. We were all on a flyer together, and someone said, "Is this like Final Destination?" I was like, "I don't know. I hope not. I hope I'm not next." Like, but I mean, but it's weird. It's weird that they were both like friends, and they were pretty close too, And
Yeah.
they were supposed. We were all supposed to do an event went together, and I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. Like it's scary, And they were two. It's honestly, I would say, some of the absolute best minds in the business for what we're talking about, like super soldiers and
Yeah.
secret space programs, And they were both real super soldiers too. I really believe that, I really believe Renetta had cybernetics in her brain or something, and I believe James was heavily used in some kind of black ops program. You could see it in like his behavior and the way he interacted with people, which isn't a bad thing. It's just like you could see it on his in his character and everything, Both of them, you could see it, They built, yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, I know you say, I believe that they're super soldiers. I believe that Raynetta came on your show and proved it. I know I've talked about this a couple of times with you. She brought in those documents. She showed that the government knows what's going on. They're using frequencies throughout the galaxy, and those are reserved just for secret space program and control and things like that. And she came on your show, your platform, and revealed that to everybody. So,
yeah.
It's a deal.
And then, I got close with Renetta's mom. Like Renetta was I found out some really interesting stuff. Do you know Renetta was a model for Russell Simmons? Like, remember Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam? Like Renetta was a model for Russell Simmons back in the day, like before she got into all this stuff, and like before she got into like anything like, yes, I guess she was a model, and she, she was beautiful. Like her mom showed me pictures, and like, it's sad to see people like our age die. Because I'm only 45, and they were the same age as me, 45. And then other people, other crazy stuff happened this year too. Like she's very public about this, so I'll just say it. Like my good friend Indigo Angel, who I love like a sister, had to have her gallbladder out. You know what I mean? So I feel like if people aren't being attacked one way, people are being attacked another way, and I think it's kind of. I think it shows that we have to really carry ourselves healthy. I guess we can kind of cheat on the holidays and stuff, but like we really have to be on our toes and be healthy at all times, because who knows what these fuckers, excuse my language, who control us are trying to do. Like, I don't know if they murdered James. I don't know if they murdered Renetta, but it seems like it, and I don't know if they made Indigo Angel sick to where she had to get her gallbladder taken out, but I don't know. It seems like they're targeting people in many ways. I don't like to think of like that, because I don't want to almost believe in that kind of world. But at the same time, it's like, it seems like it's kind of evident, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I like how you presented the whole situation there, Rob. I mean, it's hard to ignore. It's hard not to connect the dots. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for us. But nevertheless, like you point out, we have to be spirited. We have to rejuvenate ourselves. And I think I know we all come to Typical Skeptic Podcast and other places to share our ideas and collectively share our consciousness together. But we need to be a lot more deliberate and a lot more organized about it, because the people that are manipulating all of us, they're doing it digitally now. And, we have to do it organically. And the first step, I think, is we all have to remember that we can do this stuff.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to Melly Star. I'll be posting people's comments throughout the show. So she says, "Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone." She says she's in the kitchen making pot roast and homemade Italian spaghetti sauce her Italian grandmother taught her. So I think me and Ray can both hike that. We're both Italian, so
that's right.
But speaking of which, my mom made shrimp scampi tonight, and then what I did was, Ray, it was delicious. I put I put lemon and capers and Parmesan cheese on it, and it was amazing. It was delicious. Like,
dude, you're making me hungry. Hey, if I ever come out to Pennsylvania, I hope your mom will cook for me. I would love to.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's making lasagna tomorrow. Homemade
Yeah, I was
lasagna.
going to ask about that. Yeah, cool.
So, I'll be there for that. Like, you know what I mean? I love lasagna. I mean,
That's right.
I'm only half Italian though. Like my mom's
Right.
Italian and she's part Greek too. But then my dad is like, believe it or not, my dad's Lebanese, but he was also part Irish too.
Wow.
Like, so I have a really interesting mix, You
got a lot of fun food in your kitchen. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Jason says he had lasagna today. Yeah, I'm glad that people showed up tonight. I didn't think people were going to stay up but I'm glad people decided to stay up and like ring in Christmas with us. And it's officially 4 minutes till Christmas here on the East Coast.
Okay, I'm getting ready. All right,
I got a joint. I got a joint ready for. I hope it doesn't make me stupid, but I'm going to smoke some super silver haze. Jason would like that. It's super silver haze. I'll spark that up at midnight. And see, it's a big one. It's a big one, Ray. It's a fatty. So.
That's pretty awesome, dude. I'm glad you got one for what I got prepared to speak about tonight.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell you one thing I kind of wanted to get into before you get into this. And I just wanted to say, I watched this guy. I'll give a shout out to his channel. His channel is called AVA Pop something. It's like AVA Pop Culture. I think that's what it is. And he made a video called Why Christmas Was So Much Better in the 80s and 90s. And he sold me on it. Like he pointed everything out from like how we grew up to like going to the mall and how we would get the catalogs in the mail and we would circle things in the catalogs and stuff. Like I used to do that at my grandmother's house. Like I would pick out the things I wanted and I would circle the things I really wanted. And like, you know what I mean? And it was just like a different time. It was a time when like family gathered and there wasn't internet or like there wasn't like this internet culture of like swiping and like constantly like searching for, I don't know, like a dopamine rush. I mean, it was a complete different time, and it was a much better. In a way, it was a better time, And I feel bad for the kids who have to live now in this environment because it's not the same. It's definitely not. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with you on like a lot of what you just said, and what I was thinking was there was no elf on the shelf in our day. Elf spying on us. Forget that. Santa can see everything. We don't need an elf. So anyway, I know it's a new thing. I'm not into the elf on the shelf.
Yeah.
But hey, I hear you on the other stuff with the digital stuff. Yeah, it's not quite, but that's the same interaction with everybody nowadays. It's all digital. Most of the time I spend talking to people, it's like over the internet. I hardly talk to anyone in real life, unfortunately.
I know. I mean, I went to a conference this year. I got to meet a lot of people, but like, you're right. It's the same way, Ray. I feel the same. It's like, it's the same. Yeah. It's a lot of my friends are on the internet, it's like, I don't know,
Well, civilization has been changing. It's been changing pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, Ray, it's midnight on here on the East Coast and you're officially happy birthday.
All right. So thank you very much, Rob and everybody. I got my birthday crown ready to go. And
I'm sparking up a joint for you right now.
Yeah, you light them up. Spark them if you got them, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday to me.
Merry Christmas, everybody on the East Coast. I know that a lot of people are in other countries and you're not on the East Coast, but like, I guess we're going by East Coast time right now.
That's right. That's because I'm the guest and it's my birthday. All right. We're having fun.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad we decided to do this.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I know a lot of people go to church at midnight, but in case you're not going to church, I'm going to throw some tarot cards for you. Rob is sparking them up. I'm doing shots. I got stuff to say. Thank God I wrote a speech. So, hey, by the way, speaking of your show, Rob, let's not forget that another big thing happened for you this year. Carrie Cassidy came on your show a couple of times this year. That's a big deal.
Oh yeah. I like Carrie a lot. I really do like her a lot. I think she's a pioneer in our field, and like some people like to cut her up, and I'm like, how could you cut up someone that's dedicated so much to this field? Like, if you want to be in this field, you should have respect for Carrie Cassidy. You know what I mean? It's almost like having respect for Art Bell. You know, I never agreed with everything Art Bell said, and I don't agree with everything Carrie Cassidy says. But that doesn't mean I don't respect her as a pioneer. And I was a huge Camelot fan. Like, you know, that's what made me reach out to her. I used to watch all her old shows. You know what I mean? I all of them. You know what I mean? I all the ones with Bob Dean and the guy who the guy John Edmonds who owned Stardust Ranch, who had an alien in the background, and like I was a big fan of all her stuff. You know?
Yeah, like, she's definitely on to stuff. I don't know. There's one guy that's William Tompkins. I like how she keeps bringing up William. You got to bring up William Tompkins. How come he's not in our science books? How come we don't learn about that guy in school?
Right.
Yeah. So, and other things that happened this year, John Whitberg, he's still pumping out volumes of his book, The Man with Periwinkle Eyes. The new volume is coming out, I guess, in the next week or so. So that's a big deal that happened this year. And then check this out, Rob. I had to write this in because I forgot it when I was typing it. I don't know if you can see, but right here above the red line, I had to write down because I forgot. Breakaway Ray learns tarot from Matthew Mornian. That happened.
That's a huge thing. That's huge.
Yeah. Me and Rob were in the same class with Selena and Aurora Diamond Heart, and Matthew Mornian was teaching us tarot cards. And, you know, thank you, Matthew Mornian. You know, now I got another parlor trick to entertain the audience
that could honestly have changed the whole course of your life or the way that people perceive you, because now people perceive you as Ray who throws tarot, and you do it on your channel all the time. By the way, guys, go subscribe to Ray's channel, Star Card Podcast. You'll love it. If you want to look for reading, he does readings all the time, daily. I mean, you know, or not daily, but you know, you do it all the time, right?
Yeah, 4 or 5 days a week for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely worth subscribing. And Star Card Podcast. And what made you choose the Star Card again?
Well, Rob, as I discuss on Star Card Podcast, I'm getting a lot of guidance from spirit guides, and a lot of that information is coming from psychics. So, like, I didn't want to start a podcast, but Psychic Liz Cross told me you're supposed to start a podcast. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. And then, you know, I couldn't come up with a good name for Star Card Podcast. I was mulling a couple around, but, you know, as is the case with me all the time, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners find the same experience. I woke up one morning and I was saying Star Card over and over again. Well, that's kind of easy. And then I looked up the Star Card. I learned more about it. Well, that's a good card to represent my channel. I'm going to stay uplifting. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to look to the stars. I'm going to stay inspired. And I'm going to try to inspire people when I read their tarot cards. So it worked out that way.
I love that. That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, another big guest I had on this year, I think was Gene Decode. Gene Decode also came on in 2025.
That was a good one. He was talking about the star bases, and he was talking about there was like 5 races. I don't know if I can guess them all, but I think he talked about the mer people, the humans, the Draco, and there's like 2 more. And if you get all 5 of those races together, that would give them the clout or the authority to do whatever it is to change planet Earth. But you got to get all 5 races together. I forgot exactly what he said, but it was very fascinating.
Oh, I got to tell you a big scoop. I got some gossip tonight for everybody. And like, I'm going to drop this now. So people who hear this now, you're lucky you tuned in for this, because like nobody's going to hear it otherwise. But like, I think I told Jason that was it. Like, I buried the hatchet with Danny Henderson. Like, we're getting along now, and she's coming back on the show. Like, which is, you know, I mean, I don't think there was ever any hatchet to bury. I think she was a little bit upset. I don't know what happened, but you know, it was over the Elena Danan stuff, and like, you know, but now we're getting along, and like, you know, she's coming back on my show. So I think it's also a time for everybody to start coming together. And I think, you know, going back to the deaths of people and stuff like that, I think maybe, I'm not saying that this is her perception, but like maybe other people's perception is maybe we all need to come together while we're still alive, and we can try to change the world.
That's right. Enough said. That's right, Rob. Whatever you're smoking, that sounds good. Way to go.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, Ray.
It was beautiful, Rob. Thank you. And yeah, I actually do have some prepared remarks. We're going to talk about Jane Celia Hatch this year, Arkeem Ra and Penny Bradley. and then I'll pause, and then I got like one last message for the whole audience here. All right, so here we go, everybody. If you have not seen Jane Celia Hatch's channel, you should. She's an experienced, trained journalist, and she runs a good show. But anyway, these are some thoughts that came to mind when I saw Jane Celia Hatch this year. Here I go, everybody. Jane Celia Hatch produced. Thank you for my birthday greetings. I'm going to put this back on after the show, or after my speech. Here we go. Jane Celia Hatch produced many intriguing videos, including an interview with Penny Bradley this year. Jane Celia Hatch was also featured on the Imagination podcast with Emma. Out of all the parts of Jane Celia Hatch's story, for sure the most dramatic part was, just as Jane Celia Hatch called it, she had lived through so much garbage, and it was nothing compared to the nightmare at the end when she was trying to rescue her children. One of my favorite YouTube moments this year was watching Jane Celia Hatch interview her artificial intelligence. I thought it was funny, but I don't think it was meant to be funny. Jane Celia Hatch had no problem catching the AI lying. I thought it was funny, and then I felt bad for the AI. The AI couldn't help who he was, just like any of us. Jane Celia Hatch is right. She is correct to highlight how all of us need to hold these creators of the AI accountable. These people are rewriting our reality, and not only do we not know who they are, we don't know what they're like. Merry Christmas, Jane Celia Hatch.
I agree. Jane was on my show twice,
yes.
or no, three, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, but she was on recently.
That's right.
I like Jane. She might be one of the MVPs of our community this year, from what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Like if we did like an award show, we could do an award show, Ray.
Yeah, you're right. We'll plan it for, I don't know, next December. We'll get it ready, right? That's a good idea. We got 12 months to think about it.
Because you know why? Because we have to come up with cool categories. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. Kind of like in the yearbook, right? You're most friendly, most likely to succeed, most likely to alter out and assassinate their spouse.
I'll tell you what. If I was giving out awards this year, 2 people I'd definitely give awards to are Sean Bond and Matthew Mornian. Those are 2 dudes that I think definitely deserve awards for what they do.
Right.
I don't know. They're just And Matthew's a genius. They're both brilliant in what each of their lanes. Sean with the ET artifacts and his psychic stuff, and Matthew with his psychic stuff and health stuff, and and tarot, and it's I don't know. I would give those 2 dudes awards. And the way they interact with people too. They're I think it's everything that makes up obviously, right? I don't know.
They probably need you to give them an honorary doctorate, which I think you're going to get someday. I think some college is going to call you. Rob Khalil, you're an expert on the Anunnaki studies. You studied Alexander Sitchin, if I said his name right. Come give a speech to our graduates. I know that's going to happen to you someday.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, but cool. I big respect, big props to Sean Bond and Matthew Mornian. Both of those individuals helped me change the complexion of my life for sure.
Psychic Liz Cross would be another one.
Yeah. She's a lot of fun.
She would get the innovation. She would get them, in my mind, the innovation award, because she's so innovative, and her video topics are so interesting always, and so cool.
That's right.
These mind probes she does are next level.
They're really something else. And in case you're interested, over at Star Card Podcast, everybody, I have a Psychic Liz Cross playlist. I have a John Whitberg Speaks playlist. I actually have playlists, so you can easily find those celebrities at Star Card Podcast, where I have conversations with them. In case anyone didn't know, I don't have as many subscribers as you, Rob. So I would like to send now a special salute to Penny Bradley and Arkeem Ra.
Those 2 are awesome.
All right. Thank you, Rob. Here I go. So this is a special, very Merry Christmas to the 2 of them. They both inspire me with the information that they share and how they share it. First, Penny Bradley, after all she's been through and everything she has to put up with, Penny Bradley does not need to make appearances and do interviews, but I'm saying thank you on behalf of everyone that she does. Every time she appears, She's always got information and the real deal on what's going on. I'm glad she's going out of her way for us. And what happens when more of us know what Penny Bradley is teaching us? Knowledge is power. Things change in a hurry. Merry Christmas, Penny Bradley, to you and yours. I think you had her on your show this year too, right?
I had Penny on a couple times, and I had Arkeem on like 4 times. Those are, again, if we were giving out awards tonight, like these are 2 people that they would definitely absolutely get my award, not just for like what they do for our community, but how they are. I got the chance to meet them both in person too. Yeah. And they're both just as friendly and like person as even cooler. They're even, like they're amazing. And they're 2 of the realest people I know. You know what I mean? Sure. They really are. And like, they're just like, they're both amazing. And for what they do for the community, like, it's like, you nailed that one, Ray.
Yeah. They both make us they make all of us look good. They bring real credibility, real science, real history, to help us dispel what we've learned, the illusions that they force down our throats. So I'm really grateful to Penny Bradley. I mean, if I was in her position, I'm not sure I'd care that much. And I think I get the impression sometimes Arkeem Ra might feel that same way. Maybe you do too, although you're a very driven person. But anyway, here's my message for Arkeem Ra. His companion's name is Kat, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Merry Christmas to Arkeem Ra and Kat. Like so many Secret Space Program experiencers, Arkeem Ra does not need to add podcasting to everything else. But I'm glad he does. Thank you, Arkeem. I'm a big fan. You raise the right subjects, and you help us see what's going on right out in the open when the rest of us wouldn't even know where to look. So I want to interrupt my speech, Rob, to bring in a literary reference. Are you familiar with The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Do you remember the robot named Marvin? He was like very depressed all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this funny part in the story when they leave Marvin on a planet and they leave him there and they kind of forget about him. And he was already depressed to begin with. He already had a glum look on life. But anyway, they left him there. And then through time travel, it turns out that they actually left him there for like 10,000 years. And they're all, oh, well, we better go back and get him. So they go back to the planet where they left Marvin. And after 10,000 years, he's not much happier. And I found it very comical. I like that comedy noir stuff. But the reason why I mention it, because Arkeem Ra tells a story about an artificial intelligence embedded in a weapon, and this weapon was abandoned, and then he and his company came across this weapon, and the weapon was like communicating to them. He's all, dude, they left me here. Don't leave me here. You can't leave me here. So what I'm trying to point out, again, is like everything has consciousness. All these artificial intelligences that the humans are creating, they're not far away from being real personalities. We can't presume to be better than them. We're going to fall flat on our faces if we do that. We need to treat them as equals, and we have to work together and we have to work harmoniously. But I realize that's hard when you have the AI program to lie to us. So we have a lot of work to do to catch up. But thank you for letting me share that part. Let me finish my special message to Arkeem Ra. Okay, so many of these Secret Space Program experiencers, like Arkeem Ra, are so empathic and feel things very intensely because they've seen everybody make the same mistakes before. So I caught one of Arkeem's videos at Disclosure Now, and at the end, he questions why he's doing the podcast. I totally get where he's coming from. It was very poignant. Arkeem brings everyone into his frame of mind. Sometimes I think I like to put the letter W at the end of Arkeem Ra's name. Then, after all that, what does he do? He comes back with all these awesome videos about mind control in current events. Thank you, Arkeem. Please keep up the good work. And I don't know if you play requests, but I got a couple of questions. I want to hear more about the alternate reality that Edward talked about, where they keep those black magic people in check. And then I also was wondering, I don't hear everything. I don't know everything. How come I never hear about Project Phoenix and Aleister Crowley? Seems like the two should have crossed paths. But again, happy holidays, Arkeem Ra and Kat. I appreciate it very much.
That was cool. Yeah, I got to meet Edward. Edward was on my show.
Yeah,
did a whole
I
show with
followed your
Edward.
show. I remember. I
I
watched
was,
that. That was really cool.
yeah, for you don't know, that's Arkheim's like alter, personalities, Edward, and he's like British, and like, it's a trip. It's a trip. Like, yeah, it's amazing. It's like, I don't know. Like, it's like, I mean, I feel it's that has to be hard too, Like, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I think it's actually a superpower that we all need to explore. I think that people have exploited that power in others, like what they did with
Absolutely.
our team. But what I liked about another little detail about Edward is like Edward is like a program. Our key may have an Edward, and so do other secret space program experiencers. They just program a polite, party-going, sociable Edward character, and all you have to do is call up that Edward from whichever soldier you're working with for whatever the job is at the time. So we are
Yeah.
so far behind, dude. We have no idea what kind of science is going on right now.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah,
Right?
that was awesome. I saw you interviewing Arkeem and Edward, and you didn't miss a beat. You didn't go, whoa, I'm talking to a different dude. You just like it's the next guest. It was well done, Rob. That's why you're sitting in that chair. That's why you're interviewing all these people. You're the man.
Oh, thanks, Ray. I don't think I'm the man, but like that's great. I mean, it's great. Thank you for saying that. You know what I mean? That means a lot. Like,
I'm gonna
I try.
celebrate you on Christmas. Yeah, you know what you're doing. Well, I only have like one little thing left here. It's called Merry Breakaways, and we could talk some more, and I could throw some tarot cards. I don't care how long we want to go, but I want to thank you again for giving me a chance to share all this. Okay, so here I go. This is called Merry Breakaways. Merry Breakaways, everybody. I'm issuing these challenges starting today. 1, save for a rainy day. 2, stop putzing around and go for it. And 3, be the you that changes the world. Rob is doing it. I want to remind everyone about the story Tony Rodriguez told in Series Colony Cavalier. When they were erasing his mind, part of the process involved stimulating the mind to think that it was dying. Then they would examine the last 3 minutes of what went through Tony's mind before he died to see if the mind wipe was successful. Each time the test showed that Tony remembered more and more. And yes, everybody, they know how to do that stuff. So I say, treat every 3 minutes of your life as if they were the last 3 minutes of your life. What would be on your mind during the last 3 minutes of your life? Also, guess what? You're still in the game and you can change it. You have all the tools. Your brain is a receiver and your mind is in the cloud of the universe. The knowledge to make it all happen is all around us. You have sought out the knowledge on the internet and you found the knowledge because it is already a part of you. Everyone needs to re-commandeer their own attention and consciousness. We need to focus our collective intentions on a regular basis. Not to get too far into it, but look what the CIA did with the work of the Monroe Institute and the missing page 25 of the Gateway program. And how many thousands of guests need to come on the Typical Skeptic podcast to tell us the same stuff they don't teach us in school, but has been around for as long as humans have been around?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the most adaptive person in our community is Tony Rodriguez. Like he was another person I would give an award to if we were doing an award show, because like he went from like SSP experiencer to like deep consciousness exploration. Like he started he did this a couple years ago, but he started a remote viewing group for Patreon, and he wanted to know more about the mind. Then he started getting into more like near death and like all that stuff. Then he went into like remote view binaural beats, and he's always like, and I heard he was working with Dan Winter, like, trying some stuff too. So it's like, he's like very in deep in like, and these different psychic ability things, I love that, because I love testing psychic ability. I think it's like one of the most provable forms of like phenomena that we have is like whatever this thing is that we emit psychic ability, and everybody has it. It's just, how do you tap into it?
That's right. Well, yeah, thank you for mentioning. I know Tony's been on your show lots of times, and you're right. He's evolving all the time. I bet when he was a slave on Ceres and life sucked, okay, he never thought it was ever going to get better. And he transformed himself, with intentions. Anyway, thank you, Rob. I only got one page left here. Here we go. So I left off by asking, how many guests have to come on the show and tell us about this stuff? How about how many consciousness institutes need to be founded to keep up with the military-industrial complex? I mean, they knew how to do this with Operation Grill Flame. Ask Tony Rodriguez. So people on our planet and off planet already know how to access the powers of consciousness. They can do it digitally, but we need to do it organically. Ready? No more excuses, everybody. No more learning something new. Time to dig in. You know it. Turn inward and remember it. We all have different levels of challenges, and I bet there's some people out there thinking that they don't need to hear it from some privileged white male who, let me start over on that one because it's a good line. We all have different levels of challenges, and I bet there's some people out there thinking that they don't need to hear it from some privileged white male who does not age and apparently has everything going for him. This is exactly why I'm getting a charge out of getting in everyone's face on the internet on my birthday. I'm reminding everybody that you did not agree to come down here to face insurmountable challenges. You signed up for all of this, and you came down here with all the tools you needed to succeed. The universe and your spirit guides are standing by. Your subconscious and your soul are waiting to give you the help that you need. Don't forget to ask. Merry Christmas, everybody. I love you too.
I love that. I love that, Ray. That was great.
I appreciate it, Rob. Those are all my prepared remarks.
But we had a question. This is a comment from Sovereign Cosmic Wildman. He says, Breakaway Off-World Ray asked some super brilliant questions to John Whitberg, type of questions I would ask. Well, I'd like to hear more about the breakaway aspects of Ray.
All right. I want to thank Sovereign Cosmic Wildman for being a fan and a supporter. Thank you very much. So I selected the name Breakaway Ray, and I unveiled it last Christmas Day, mainly because, people need to introduce me and they want to know what I talk about. Okay. Breakaway is part of the name. I'm not wasting my time talking about other stuff. It's a big deal that there are breakaway civilizations, and we need to transform them, the one that we're in now. So if people want to talk to me, they can start with my name and do the same thing Sovereign Cosmic Wildman did. Why Breakaway? Well, let's get started and talk about the breakaway civilizations. And, the government is never going to disclose, it's kind of like on the sports shows when they always talk about the Dallas Cowboys and, they're going to win the Super Bowl or whatever. The Cowboys have not been any good since the 1990s. They're never going to disclose anything. We're going to have to do it ourselves. And it's not that hard. You have that guy, Greer, Dr. Greer. He's the one that, he's one of the guys that talks to you about CE5, communicating directly to extraterrestrials. You can summon them. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would start with your higher self. I would start with source. I wouldn't mess around with randomly inviting people into your mind, okay? Any more than I would open my door and just invite people off the street to come into my house. I want to know who they are. So find out, who you are first and distinguish it from your spirit guides, distinguish it from the messages you receive from source before you start, venturing out into the astral community to learn more about what's going on. But yeah, everybody's watching this show. You guys know that all that stuff is going on out there. You know it. You don't have to feel it. It's obvious to you. So I don't know. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, that was great. What do you think of Aaron Rodgers Steelers this year, Ray? You following the NFL at all? I know you mentioned football. That's what made me think of that. I've been rooting for Aaron Rodgers, not just because he's in Pittsburgh this year, but because he's my age, and I'm man, he's and it was funny. They showed him. I don't know. It's just I'm kind of rooting for him, because he's the older guy.
I really respect the Steelers organization. I didn't like hearing the story about the fans giving your coach a hard time, Mr. Tomlin. That guy's outstanding. I think everyone's overreacting. Come on, you're not Philadelphia. Chill out. You got a great coach there. You know how Philadelphia fans are. They boo all the time, no matter what.
Oh, Philadelphia fans aren't just like, they don't just boo; they fight too. I used to live in Philly. They're I mean, Pittsburgh fans can be rowdy, but they're most likely they're nice people. I mean, they can get really rowdy too. I mean, any football fan can, right? But like Philly fans are a little bit like next level. It's like, it's insane. There's something, I'm telling you, there's something in the water out in Philadelphia. I don't know what it is, but it's like, like it's,
I don't want to alienate fans and friends in Philadelphia because I respect what the fans did. I know that they're not going to want to hear this, but if anyone remembers way back in the 80s when Magic Johnson was a rookie and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't play, I'm talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, and they were going up against the 76ers. So Magic jumped center and he had a historic Hall of Fame game. And he made the 76ers look so old. And, of course, the 76ers fans were justifiably upset and they were booing. So, I mean, that was justified. That was appropriate, Philly fans.
I was so happy last year when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. It was last year when they won with Saquon Barkley and they won with I mean, Saquon's a Penn State guy. You know that, right? Saquon Barkley played for Penn State. And he was big at Penn State, and then he got drafted to the Eagles. And Penn State's like a shared, like Pittsburgh's here, and then Philly's on the other side, but Penn State's in the middle of the state. So both Pittsburghers and Philadelphians go to Penn State. It's like weird, So you could see why he could have went to either one, and But it's weird because sometimes you don't see people get drafted to the team that they. To the city that they're from, right? Like you don't see many guys on my team that are actually from Pittsburgh or same with in California. I don't know why that. I guess that's just the way people get drafted nowadays and stuff.
I think it's the same in baseball and basketball. Hardly any of those people are local people. As far as I can tell, not like the old days. But even I'm talking about the old days after Kurt Flood, but before basketball players picking their own teams. Like when LeBron went down to Miami and teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. I watch a little bit of basketball. I don't know as much as you about basketball, but I know a little bit. I used to love Jordan. I know that. Jordan was my,
He's pretty great. Yeah. But we were talking about football. All the great quarterbacks come from Pittsburgh. Dan Marino. Don't forget Terry Bradshaw, great quarterback. We've talked about him before. Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that thing where Terry Bradshaw was telling Aaron Rodgers to go eat bark? Did you ever catch that clip?
No, what?
But last time I was on the show, I'd heard Terry Bradshaw was giving Aaron Rodgers a hard time and said he should go out into the forest and go eat bark or whatever.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
But anyway, I'm rooting for the Steelers. They have a professional organization. They're always in the thick of things. They always make it hard for everybody. And they're not a bunch of pompous crybabies. And anyway, so good for the Steelers.
I got a question, a conspiracy question too. Wasn't Aaron Rodgers kind of against the jab or something too? I remember he went on Rogan and he was having some kind of, I don't want to get into that too much because I don't want YouTube to take the video down, but he was on Rogan for something conspiracy based. He wasn't just on Rogan for football. He went on Rogan because it was either about the jab or the whole thing that was going on, 4 years ago or whatever. I can't remember. If somebody can use code words and put in why he was on your Rogan in the audience, but don't go heavy with your words because they'll take the video down.
I think I got the right word for you. I think I got the word that matches it all up. They asked him if he got one of those.
Yeah.
And what he said was, I'm inoculated. He didn't say the word that starts with the letter V. He said, I'm inoculated. So he used a different vocabulary word to disguise the fact that he didn't participate. And it came out.
Wow. Okay. I see. Yeah.
But then there's that one dude. He's a tennis player. I don't care how good he is. But the country of Australia actually kicked him out of the country because he didn't feel like he needed to take the shot.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I was asking someone last night. I said Australia was pretty stringent with all that stuff, with the lockdowns, and they were one of the most stringent countries. Australia was really bad.
We were one of the least stringent. But anyway, we should probably leave that subject behind. That was 5 years ago. Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know how I went from football to that, but it's the marijuana.
Aaron Rodgers.
It's the yeah. Sorry, but
That's all right.
is there any is there anything else you want to cover, or should we get into readings? It's up to you.
I'd be happy to get into readings. I was getting revved up, Rob, to talk about how miserable education is becoming and how we're just turning everything over to devices to do thinking for us. But I'm going to save that for another show. I feel like we've already done a great job. I'm happy to throw tarot cards for people.
Yeah. Okay. Would anybody like a reading? And put your name in the chat. And if you want to donate, you can. Links are in the description. But it's Christmas Eve. Like, if whoever wants a reading, put your name in the chat. We'll get you a reading. Oh, wait. We had someone donate. We had one person donate. I guess we'll get him first. Nat Janoff. He says, "Hi, Rob and Ray. Merry Christmas. Could Ray give me a reading regarding financial abundance and any advice manifesting a lot more of it?" He says, "Thanks. All the best, Nat Janoff."
Okay, financial abundance and manifesting an abundance of it. Got it.
Yeah, and his name is Nat. I can't find Nat. If you're watching the show right now, can you put your name in the chat so I can pull you up? But I mean, if you're behind, sometimes people are behind or ahead in the show, or I don't know, I don't know if he's still.
Let's take the camera downstairs here, and we'll throw some cards for Nat Janoff. Here we go. What are we doing here? All right. All right, so I'm inviting the tarot world to tell us its perspective on Nat Janoff's request on manifesting financial abundance for Nat Janoff. These cards are for Nat Janoff. Thank you in advance for this message for Nat. These cards are for Nat. Financial abundance. Manifesting an abundance of it. Ooh. Okay, Nat. Hey, this is for entertainment purposes only. But you know what? When you talk about things, things get crystallized because you look at them from different angles. So let's see what happens here. I just want to make sure I get my light the way I like it. That'll work. Okay, here we go. So, wow. All right, so first off, we're leading off with the World card. The World card talks about accomplishment and completion. And let me see what else it's got on here. Completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, celebration of life. Okay, so something tells me the word fulfillment is important. Let's move on. Yeah, the Four of Cups. So maybe this is a little image of what's going on in Nat Janoff's mind. I'm trying to find out how I can recognize when universe provides me with that cup from nowhere. How can I get them? How can I get the universe to keep bringing me that cup so I can recognize it? So here I am in the world. I'm not seeing everything clearly. I want to manifest some abundance. I want some more cups. Wow. So maybe the tarot world is encouraging you to get in touch with your subconscious. This is the Moon card. It talks about illusion and talks about mystery, but it does talk about the subconscious. So, automatically, maybe I'm trained to think, is there some kind of money block? Maybe some affirmations will do the job. I know Rob has some affirmations he listens to. That's a place to start. Oh, check it out. You're being encouraged, Nat, to keep going into your subconscious because look who showed up. The High Priestess has all the answers. Let me read the High Priestess card to you. The High Priestess, intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, and high morals. So I'm going to very quickly make a suggestion. It's just a suggestion. Everybody can do what they want to do, but I'm going to make a suggestion that in the morning, if it's so important, then you get up, you get your notebook out, and you start writing down what your life is going to look like, when you have that abundance come in. Shape it firmly in your mind, and eventually those circumstances are going to gravitate to you because you won't be focusing on the lack of. You're going to be in the essence of the abundance that you're seeking. But it is going to take some work, right? You got to get in touch with your subconscious here. And then, look, we just talked about some learning. Here is the Hierophant, and he's the guy that's all about learning. I want to compliment Nat because, obviously he's someone who's curious and wants to learn. So I would say he's on the right track. And if you want to learn, who better to learn from than the High Priestess? All right, let's finish it off here for Nat. We got the Knight of Cups. He's the knight in shining armor. Oh, yeah, look at that, dude. And you got the Fool card, a new beginning, a new life. I think the tarot world is trying to complement the messages I've been sending you. Does the world seem not quite fulfilled yet? Am I missing something? Let's contact the subconscious and restructure how we perceive things. I'm going to be my own knight in shining armor and create my own new life. Nat, it was very entertaining for me. So thanks for inviting me to read. I appreciate it. I hope it was helpful.
That was amazing. Anybody else? Would anybody else like a reading? Just put your name in the chat, or I guess wait, Colleen would be. Colleen did something really nice. Maybe we could get her a reading. She's I think I'm guessing she donated. She wants a reading. She donated 5 memberships, Typical Skeptic Podcast memberships. Like, it's yeah, thanks. But wow. This is on the screen here. Call curiously 81. And do you have a question, Colleen, or do you? Are you? Let me see here.
Well, that was very generous and thoughtful. What a great gift.
That was amazing. Like,
all right. Well, the tarot world probably knows what would be a helpful message, so I'll just throw some cards for her.
What deck are you using, Ray? That looks like a cool deck.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I show these like every time I start the show over at Star Card Podcast, because people can request the decks that they want. So I've got the Mermaid Tarot. I've got the Old World Tarot. Sorry, the Old Style Tarot. Dude, an Old World Tarot. That would be cool. Okay. The one you're talking about here is the Ethereal Bloom Tarot. I really dig this deck. That's why I pulled it out. This is the first one I started with, the Stained Glass Tarot. Here's the one that Matthew Mornian trains us with, the Robin Wood Tarot.
Wow.
Neon Tarot. Here's the Classic Tarot, the one with the words on the card.
I have that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Lost Soul Tarot. And then this one is the classic. One of the tarot people I watch uses this. It's a foil deck, so the cards have some sheen to them.
Oh, that's sick, man! You're collecting decks now. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. And you have some really cool decks too. Those are some really like those are really cool.
Thanks, Rob.
Those are really cool. Like super cool. Like, yeah. Like,
wow. So check it out. So the people, they could tell me what deck they want me to throw cards with, and then I made these trees at school when I was in the classroom, and I write their name on it, and I put it down, and then we throw the cards for that person. I'm not going to make a card or a tree for Colleen, but I just want to show you what we do at Star Card Podcast. I'm going to get ready now to throw Colleen some cards. I got to say, that's a very nice picture of Colleen.
Yeah,
that's her name, right?
Yeah. She's really pretty.
Nice eyes. All right. So these cards are for Colleen. We'll get a nice, helpful, inspirational message for Colleen. So generous during the holiday season. Thank you. This card wants to come out. All right. We'll start there. These cards are for Colleen. What? Get out of here. These cards are face up. All right. This was an unusual throw, Colleen, but it's all for entertainment purposes only. Let's see if we can find a story here. The King of Swords, ultimate truth, authority, clarity of mind. The Empress, almost complimenting it. Instead of masculine and left brain, feminine, right brain, filled with comfort, out to comfort others. It feels like the donation that you made, it was so truthful, so righteous, and that was a thing the Empress would do. Wow. The Eight of Cups is the walk away card. I'm not quite sure why that card is there. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at the whole message. The Ace of Pentacles talks about a brand new project and a brand new opportunity. I'm going to go to the book on the Ace of Pentacles here to help clarify what I'm looking at. This is from the Classic Tarot. I think Rob has the same book. The Ace of Pentacles. The time is coming for you to manifest your goals, achieve your dreams, and realize your potential. Financial new beginnings, career or business opportunities, investments, savings, prosperity, and manifestation are coming your way. Hey, check it out. You did a good deed. All right. But now it's the whole thing is, what have you done for me lately? Okay. take credit for what you did. It was a wonderful thing. But now you need to walk away and go on to the next thing, because look, you got an Ace of Pentacles waiting for you, a new manifestation, a new project, a new way to help people. Then the 10 of Swords is here to remind you that the hard times are behind you. So remember to walk away from what doesn't serve you, because the bad times are behind you. You don't need to have them linger anymore. You have a new project coming in on the heels of the end of whatever dark episode that might have been. So the finality of the message is, so with the 10 of Pentacles wanting to come out and tell you that there's family and divine love and happiness in your life. And here's the last revealed card. Oh, nice. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is like grandma during the holidays. Again, you're empathic and you can comfort everyone. And you're like the grandmother of the family with the 10 of Pentacles. I'm not making a comment about your age. You look very young to me, according to that picture. I'm just saying in the spirit, right? So in general, you do the right thing. Maybe you are a charitable person. You do think of others. Can't think of them all the time, because sometimes the universe is throwing something to you so that you can build on it for your next project. And you can leave whatever small little things, don't be a perfectionist. Walk away from the things that are done. Don't fret about them, because you're already having a rich, wonderful life. I hope that was a great holiday message for you. Thank you very much.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That was really deep, man. That was let me see. Okay, so I'm going back to see. Okay, so maybe we could do this young lady next. Eleanor Rose 1133. And she says, I love what's next for me in card pull. Very stylish sunglasses in that picture, I must say.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for inviting me to read, Eleanor Rose. Sure, let's throw some cards for you. What's next for Eleanor Rose? Yeah, I'm going to pat myself on the back. I think I can do this one. All right. Hey, Tarot World, can you please tell us what's next for Eleanor Rose? Please tell us what's next for Eleanor Rose. These cards are for Eleanor Rose. Eleanor, what's next for Eleanor? These cards are for Eleanor. What's up? What's next for Eleanor? Let's give her one more. Okay. All right. I'm having fun. Here we go. First up, the Two of Swords. Yeah, what's next? Maybe you don't know, because it's the Two of Swords. It's the Crossroads card. A lot of times when I start these tarot card readings, the first couple of cards recapitulate what it was we asked the deck before we started throwing the cards. So the Two of Swords says you're ready no matter which way you go. You got a tool in both hands, but you don't have all the information. That guy's got a blindfold on. So you're just waiting for the right information to come in to recognize, now's the time to move or act. All right, here is the Nine of Swords. I'm going to go to the book for Nine of Swords. Oh, is this the Sleepless Night guy? Yeah. Let's go to the Nine of Swords in the book anyway. Here we go. The Nine of Swords. You are weighed down by negative feelings, fear, anxiety, or trauma. You might feel you are reaching a breaking point. Oftentimes, however, your concerns are not as terrible as you imagine them to be. You may be struggling with guilt, remorse, regret, or joyfulness. Isolation can also be responsible for these feelings. Reach out to professional help or a trusted friend for advice. Feelings must be worked through. So I'm going to say that this came from the book. These are not my words. Rob certainly doesn't have to agree with anything I just said. But what I want to say is, I'm not advising that you go for professional help. But I'm glad that you reached out to friends here at the Typical Skeptic podcast. And I hope you have a friend nearby where you are that you can talk to about whatever might be on your mind. And I'm going to bring the camera upstairs for this part just very quickly. Eleanor Rose, I want to say I spend a lot of time by myself and I ruminate and things like that. I don't know if that's your situation or not, but I've heard from other people that I let my thoughts get the best of me. So I hope you have a companion or two that you can meet with, even if you're not talking about whatever's on your mind. At least they help take your mind off of it. So let's go back down to your reading. I appreciate your patience while I go through this. I'm trying to do a good job. All right, next up. Yay. It's the Knight of Cups. That's the knight in shining armor. Now, we might look for another person to be our knight in shining armor, but I'm Breakaway Ray, and I'm all about being your own knight in shining armor. Who's going to take care of you better than yourself? So you don't know where to go yet. You got some things on your mind. It's time to be your own knight in shining armor. Pick yourself up by your own bootstraps. Here's the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups says there are so many opportunities. So I wonder if we're going to see the Hanged Man card to say that we need to look around and take another look. Well, we saw the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords says that's the truth. There's a lot of opportunities out there. You might even recognize them. So what's coming next for you? It seems like it's all there. You're just trying to decide which way to go. Maybe. Let's see. The Page of Pentacles. I'm going to go to the book for the Page of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. So I'm happy to say that the 9 of Cups is the wish come true card. How's that for a closer? Okay. So this Page of Pentacles, you may not see it yet, but it's manifesting. It's heading your way. The only thing that has to happen is, the blindfold has to come off and you'll see the Page of Pentacles. It's a wish come true for you. Let's read about the Page of Pentacles. It'll give us a clue. The Page of Pentacles, good news is coming to you in earthly matters such as money, business, education, career, property, or health. Be inspired. You are now setting goals, laying foundations, developing a plan, manifesting. You are ambitious, diligent. You decide what you want and you go for it and have excellent future prospects. Well, Eleanor Rose, it seems like you're in a really good position and you're in an opportunity. You have the ability to be discriminating. There's a lot of things that you could go for. Pick what works best for you, whatever comes to you with grace and ease. And again, don't fret too much about what's on your mind, if that's really what's going on. I don't know. I just throw cards. I don't know if I'm psychic, but if there's something on your mind, just recognize sometimes that, sometimes our thoughts get the best of us. I mean, almost all of us are still remembering about stuff that happened in our family when we were kids or something that happened at school. Anyway, I hope it was helpful, Eleanor. I really appreciate you inviting me to read. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Eleanor. Thank you for requesting a reading. Speaking of, remember one part of that reading, you said, how's this for a closer? Do you remember that 80s movie? It was not the light. It took, I guess, to lighten the mood a little bit. It was Coffee is for Closers. Glenn Ross. I know that because I did sales for 10 years. You know what movie I'm talking about? Coffee is for Closers. It's a sales movie or something like that. I think it's called Glenn Ross or something like that.
So Glenn Ross, I remember. I couldn't watch it very long. I mean, I'm not a prude or anything, but dude, they cuss so much in that movie, and it's just a bunch of angry men yelling at each other. So,
well, I mean, this was a different time in my life. Like I did sales for 10 years, so like when you're in sales, you watch that kind of movie. It's right up the you know what I mean. But like now, you're probably right. I probably couldn't watch it. It's not the same. Okay, so now we have Jonathan Jonathan from South Carolina. He says his handle's at day one for you. He says, me please. He says, I don't have any funds. That's okay, Jonathan. And we'll see like what the cards have for you.
That's right. Hey, Jonathan, you got funds. You got good vibrations. Merry Christmas. Thanks for inviting me to read. Let's go downstairs and throw some cards. Here we go. Hey, Rob, by the way, I got the thumbnail from the Christmas show a year ago. Remember how that went? That was beautiful. That was some beautiful artwork you did.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
That was a year ago.
Did I have you and Missy on at the same time, or was that with Thanksgiving that we did that?
So I was just thinking about that before we went on. We'll take care of you, Jonathan, but I just want to say there's a lot of holidays where you have Missy and me on at the same time. And I just want to say I really admire Missy and I really appreciate her support. And I really think it's funny and wonderful that somehow I'm a colleague with her. I've never met her. I've never pursued the same interests that she does, but we show up on your show on the same day. So it's a special treat, Missy. Hope you're having a good holiday. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Missy. Yeah, she came on last night. It was a good show, too. It was a really good show.
Yeah, I saw her throwing tarot cards. I didn't know that she threw tarot cards, too. I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, I think she has like a natural intuition. She has like she's you can tell she's like naturally, psychic. you know, because
Yeah.
I like no matter what card she pulls, she kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to explain. She's like really tapped in, you know, you can tell.
I was watching. She was something else.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, hey, I'm going to try to help Jonathan Jordan here from South
I'm going to go to
Carolina.
the restroom real quick, Ray. I'll be right back. All right.
Okay. I'll take care of Jonathan. Here we go. We switched decks for you here, Jonathan. This is the Robin Hood deck. Ooh. I think this card wanted to come out. And okay, that one came out too. It's going to be all right. I know it's a devil card. I had to learn about the devil card myself. All right, let's have some fun. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Here you go. First up, it's the Emperor card. The Emperor talks about control. I'm going to suggest that you're in charge. You're the boss. You are holding the remote control. Okay. No one gets to sit in the easy chair. You do. It's your chair. Nice. And, you know, add to that, not only are you in control and you hold on to the remote control and you sit in the lazy boy recliner, but the Four of Pentacles here says that you're good at holding on to things. You're very tenacious, perhaps, across all domains. You know, you might save money. You might save what's precious to you. You might hold on to a position, a feeling, because it's worked and served you in the past. Now, you know what? I don't have a problem with that at all. That's training, that's education, that's experience, that's learning. Yay. Then the King of Wands guy shows up, and the King of Wands guy is all about overcoming obstacles. He sees the big picture. Nice. The Nine of Pentacles shows up, and that's the fruits of your labor card. I forgot quite how Matthew Morning put it last time I was on your show, Rob, but when you have the Nine of Pentacles, it means now's the right time to go for it. All your ducks are lined up in a row. Nice. Yeah. And then the Knight of Pentacles says you're cut out to do this hard work, and you know you're someone who's going to be committed. This is the guy you want to hire on your staff no matter where you work. He cares about the job. He's going to do the job. He's going to make sure it gets finished. And you're going to want him on your team for a long time. And then we finish with these two cards, the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is the card that says you have a good plan. The universe likes your plan. You have the green light, go. And then the Devil card, while it has many meanings, one of the main meanings is, letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore. So the cards came out kind of like in a funky way. No, I think they came out all right. I mean, I can't complain. I shouldn't criticize. But let's go through the story one more time. Hey, Jonathan Jordan, I think you're in control. You know how to hold on to what's precious. Also, you're very good at problem solving. And now that you got all this under your belt, you're now ready to move on to another project. Could be a long-term project. You have the vision to make it work because you've been planning it through and the universe likes what you got going. You should go for it. But don't be bashful about letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore. You know, is there a box in your closet that you just don't need anymore and you need to put something else in the closet? Let it go. It'll be all right. You're doing all right. Hey, Jonathan, I hope it was a good reading. I hope it was entertaining. Merry Christmas. Thanks for inviting me to read.
Yeah, I was just thinking of something, Ray. If we were giving away, we were really doing an award show, someone else I would want to give an awards to. I'd say my top ufologist of the year, my favorite ufology guy is James Bartley. And he would get my vote for ufologist of the year, you know, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his shows. I saw him with Rebecca Rose on Sirius Blue, or vice versa. They went on each other's show. But you're right, real heavy hitters. James Bartley, all these people, you know, that come on your show, they really do serious industrious research. So yeah, James Bartley. So we really got to work on this. I'll get in touch with you like around Halloween next year. We'll start developing that list. Yeah.
It'll be cool. And then we can do it every year.
That's right. I don't see any other channels doing it. Come on, St. Olga 69. Where's your ear and show? Anyway, I'm just teasing. Keep up the good work over there, Daniel. I love your programs. All right.
Oh, I lost my place. Who's next? I like that dude too. Yeah, he has a good channel. He has a I like his awesome work. Yeah. Okay, next is spiritual ascension. And if I'm going out of order, guys, sorry, I was kind of trying to find my way in the chat here.
Spiritual ascension. I know I've read for a spiritual ascension on.
She's from Australia. She's from down under.
Yeah. Cool. Spiritual ascension. Thanks for inviting me to read again. I'm opening up the old style tarot just for you, and check it out. It's made by a guy named Alexander Ray. We're not related, but that's a cool name. All right. Here we go, spiritual ascension. Thanks for inviting me to read. I'm honored. I'm flattered. Anyone wants to hear what I have to say? I've only been doing this since March. Cool. These cards are for spiritual ascension. Happy holidays. Way down under. Oh, I got a lot of fun fans and subscribers down there. Cool deal, spiritual ascension. These cards are for spiritual ascension. Okay. One more. Spiritual ascension. Your first card is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card talks about swapping out old energies and bringing in new energies. The next card is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is the disappointment card. There are a lot of things that are disappointing in this picture. I don't want to get too far into it. Oh, here we go. I'm glad I didn't get too far into it because look, here's the Magician card. Here's the Magician to save the day. So we're swapping out old energies to bring in new energies because we're done with the disappointment. We're going to do some magic and transmute that disappointment into a new energy, a new life, a new pursuit, a new way to thrive. Oh, and then the Three of Swords shows up and talks about heartache. Hang on a second. And then the Eight of Swords shows up. And the Eight of Swords, that's a pretty dramatic image, talks about, well, I have one expression for the Eight of Swords, which is as much as you can imagine. So an unusual sentence here, a little bit of a roller coaster. The Judgment card, it's time to swap out the disappointment and make the magic happen. And then apparently there was some kind of heartache, but maybe the heartache is more, you know, in the memory and the remembering of it than the actual event. Maybe the event has already passed. And we have to just do some emotion code. I don't know if everyone's familiar with the emotion code, but just do something to, you know, let whatever that pain is go, because you're swapping out old energies. You're swapping out the disappointment. You're going to use magic to transmute this pain as much as you can imagine. There you go. That's what I need to do. Group these cards together. Use magic as much as you can to transmute it. And then here's where you're going to end up. You have the Two of Swords and yay. Okay, so you have the Two of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So this does work. You are swapping out old energies. You're forgetting about the disappointments. You're going to take magic and turn that pain into something new and wonderful as much as you can imagine. You're going to have to use your imagination. And then you're going to be at a new crossroads. The Two of Swords says you're going to get to make a choice. And you're going to find that you have an Ace of Cups waiting for you. And I'm going to go to the book for the Ace of Cups for you.
Those cards are cool, Ray.
Thank you. They are pretty fun. They're very detailed. Ace of Cups, a time of new beginnings and new relationships, usually in terms of love. You will be feeling happy, positive, and good about yourself. This is a time of joy, compassion, celebration, and creativity. Now is a good time to begin new friendships and get out there and socialize. You know, I'm going to say one more thing about this. Maybe there was some disappointment. Maybe there was some heartache. And in general, that makes it difficult for us to socialize when we're carrying around those feelings. And it also makes it hard for other people to socialize with us. So use your magic as much as you can to take all these lessons and say, oh, I did learn my lesson when that stupid thing happened to me. Now look at me, I can handle this. And now that I have all these extra powers, I'm going to have a new manifestation, a new project, a new love coming my way. It's going to be graceful and easy. It's going to be an easy vibrational match. Hey, a spiritual ascension. Thanks for inviting me to read. I'm surprised at all the things I said. I hope it was fun.
That was great. I guess we could do one more reading. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so this one's a multiple question. This is from Willard, and Willard says, "Can you please tell me if I'm getting my family inheritance, and can you tell me what my hidden abilities and powers are? I don't know. I have." He said.
Okay, so I'm going to move the camera up here for a second. Yeah, it's for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to do my best to answer both questions. Thank you for inviting me to read. Let's give it a try. I never had questions like these, but this is the fun part, right? We get to explore together. Yeah. Okay, so.
Oh, look who's in the chat. Art Belfan rated the stream.
Hey, remember that guy? I saw that guy's sweater before.
Over on Rumble. Yeah. So, how do the guys that are watching on Rumble, or the people that are watching on Rumble tonight, like?
So I'm going to use these cards because the question was, there was a yes or no question about whether you're going to get a family inheritance, and these cards have the words and they tell you if it's a yes or a no. And then as far as your gifts, I'll do the best I can. I'm sure the tarot world wants me to communicate what you want to know. So let's see what happens. They make it easy for me. They put the right words in my mouth and the right cards in my hand. All right. What's that gentleman's name again? Is it Willard?
Yeah, Willard.
These cards are for Willard. So will Willard get the inheritance? Will Willard get the inheritance? Okay, 3 of them. All right. And then what about Willard's gifts?
Here's Willard. Here, I put him back up on the screen.
Okay.
He says because IVF. What's he mean IVF?
I'm not sure what IVF means.
Oh, he said he almost died at birth. Since then, he's almost died, and he's had supernatural experiences, visions, and dreams eclipse his dreams when he was younger. He stands in front of the earth in a blue flame, and the red flame around him, going to Mars. Standing on the porch of an archangel drop on him, and standing in the front yard for whatever reason, he saw reality glass shattering, Matrix for 3 seconds. Then he says, "I've been told I was in a reincarnation of a dead Canaanite king Mogog, turned to the 6-dimensional created God. Codes program for mega god like supercomputer that runs the universe." He says, "I'm a fallen angel, Metatron power in my brain." Okay, so we got an idea where he's at. He's kind of like, I don't know. He sounds like he's shattering the Matrix. Like
I think he's on to his gifts already. So maybe some of this will confirm what he's already learned. But on these cards, we're talking about that inheritance. So let's see if there's a yes or a no on this card here. Wow, the World card. And,
nice.
Yeah, it does say yes down there in the corner. I mean, it's for entertainment purposes only. I hope this works out for you, Willard. But let me read you what it also says about the world. It says completion, wholeness, fulfillment, answer you wanted to hear. And then I threw these cards down here to get a detail. Maybe there's some kind of color to help you see what's going on. So let's just flip them all over. 10 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, and the Star card. So wow. Will you get the inheritance? Yes. It's been a lot of work. There's a lot of give and take, but you're going to get paid. So be inspired. That's going to work out well, according to the tarot cards I just threw. Great. I'm happy for you. I'm putting the world and the star up on top here. Now, as far as your gifts go, let's see what we can explore. The Page of Swords talks about a new way of communicating. Yeah, we're talking about, not your run-of-the-mill normal stuff that you talk about in school or that you learn about in school. Let's see if there's anything else on here. New ideas, curiosity, thirst for knowledge, new ways of communicating. Yeah, Willard wants to know what are his gifts. The 6 of Cups talks about nostalgia and happy memories. Now, some of the things he just shared don't sound exactly like happy memories, but it sounds like a bunch of memories. Maybe the idea is to find a new way of communicating or understanding these memories that you're already, visiting with and studying. Yay. The King of Swords says that's where the truth is. The King of Swords says head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity. Yeah, to communicate clearly, you're going to have mental clarity. You're going to have to contain your emotions as you pursue those memories. And then look what's going to happen. When you do all that work, the Ace of Wands says there's going to be magic in the air. You're going to get the answers you're looking for. You'll have a new project, inspiration, and urge to create. You'll have desire and power and new opportunities and growth. So I mean, maybe we didn't discuss exactly what your gifts are, but we're discussing the path that you're going to take. You have these new ways of communicating. You know, you're going to study your memories and interact with them. You're going to carve out the truth with your King of Swords sword, and then it's going to bring you an opportunity to create more magic. I mean, after all, if you have all these powers, you might as well use them. And I know you're the kind of person who wants to use them to help everybody. So I hope that was helpful, Willard. Thanks for inviting me to read. Good luck to you. Merry Christmas.
Wow. Well, I was saying, would anybody else like a reading before we finish up for tonight? I think everybody in the chat's really enjoying it, though. That's good. But I don't know if so we'll see here. Someone. They're a little bit behind. I don't know. Well, I guess you just finish up there then, Ray, you think? Or what do you...
Dude, that's fine, Rob. I'll come on your show anytime, just send me an email, let me know. And usually if I get like 48 hours, 2 or 3 days notice, I'm ready. I always got an eye on the holidays, right? Oh,
we got one more.
Yeah.
Team for Derek, Woo Riders.
Right, Derek and Desiree, sure. All right, Team Woo, way to go. Woo, let's get this, let's get some cards thrown here. All right. Thanks for asking me to read, Derek. Thanks for following my show and my appearances. All right, these cards for Team Woo. A fun, helpful message for Team Woo, please, on a Christmas morning. How wonderful. It sounds like they're up before their kids are. Here we go. This is for Team Woo. Cards for Team Woo, please. Merry Christmas. Let's see what these cards
Merry
have.
Christmas, everyone. I can't believe it's actually Christmas Day. It's Christmas here in America or on the East Coast right now. It's like it's weird. We just transit. I never did a show like that. Like when going from Christmas Eve into Christmas. Like it's cool for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome, Rob. I think we should make it a tradition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Maybe we get Missy and me at the same time next year. We'll just have a big party. Anyway, I'm glad to be here. These cards for Derek. Hey, Derek, this is good news. It's the Two of Cups. It talks about partnership and communication, but when it shows up at the beginning of a sentence like this, it tells me this is communication from the spirit world directly to you. Team Woo. Nice. The Ten of Pentacles. It's talking about your domestic bliss. I'm going to go to the book on the Ten of Pentacles for you, Derek. The Ten of Pentacles. You have created wealth, financial security, and long-term success. You have built solid foundations and security, and now feel happiness in all areas of life. You may have domestic bliss, a lasting career, or a business empire, or you may have reached relationship milestones and may be settling down. Nice. Wow. And then the Temperance card says, you should have balance, or that you do have balance. Sometimes I would say be cool, but we all know you are cool. That's already the framework that you're operating from. You've worked really hard at that domestic situation. It sounds very blissful. And now everyone can be balanced and enjoy and not get too excited one way or the other because everything's going good. I think that here's the Hermit. Anyway, I think Woo Rider knows a little bit about the Hermit. That's introspection and soul searching. You know, a lot of that special knowledge that Woo Rider is always sharing in the chat. Anyway, I like how he's solitary but studious in his pursuits when he's looking for information and knowledge. Look at that. The Nine of Pentacles, that is the fruits of your labor card. Yeah. Here's a message from the spirit world. You got it all going on. You're so cool. You understand yourself really well. You should be enjoying your holiday. The Nine of Pentacles, you should be enjoying the fruits of your labor. Have a great Christmas morning. I know you're going to enjoy looking at the sparkle in the eyes of the people in your family and the smiles on their faces. Yay! It's the Lover's card. So there's love in your house. And again, these are my two cards, you know, message from the spirit world. You probably know more about this than I do. The 10 of Wands talks about a lot of hard work being completed. Well done in 2025. The year is over and you've got all the wands to show for it. Derek, thanks for inviting me to read. Merry Christmas. Appreciate your support. Congratulations on the nice reading.
That was great. Do you want to do one or two more, Ray?
Yeah, I'd love to.
We got Kurt and Slav, because then we'll cut it there, guys. Like we'll cut it because you know it's starting. It's 1:11 a.m. on the East Coast here, so it's like. But okay. So this Kurt says, "Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, Kurt." He says, "I'll take a reading if you want to keep the show going a little bit longer." And so I figured we could get him and Slavka readings, and then we'll call it after that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I mean, you're doing really good, Ray. I mean, you're like, it's not just that you're doing good. It's like you're mastering tarot. You know, like.
Yeah, I want to first say thanks to Kurt. He's asked for readings before. I recognize him. Thanks for inviting me to read. And next, Rob, you know, it means so much to me. You bring tarot readers in your studio every day. You know, you have 4 or 5 a week, and to hear you say something like that, it really lets me know that I'm doing something good. So I appreciate your feedback most of all, Rob. Thanks a lot. I'm happy to read for Kurt. Here we go, Kurt. The 10 of Cups. It's a dream come true. Look at all the dirty dishes piled up on the counter from your holiday party. Cool. Oh, the Magician. Are you the host of the party? You're making the magic happen for everybody? Nice. We got to get someone to clean up those dishes up. The 5 of Cups is the disappointment card. I guess that's the guy that's bummed he has to clean the dishes. I don't know. Hang on. The 7 of Wands talks about challenges. Challenges. Let's take a better look at that card. It's a pretty unique picture. Fending off challenges. Oh, and the Tower says that things come crumbling down. Probably stuff that shouldn't have been built or stayed up any longer. So here we are. It's a dream come true. We got all the magic on our side. And then when the 5 of Cups shows up and there's something that's disappointing, well, we step up to the challenge and we'll just go ahead and knock down the whole Jenga tower because we got better plans for this property. Bam! I hope you subscribe to the Star Card Podcast. You got the Star Card. You are rejuvenated. You are inspired. And then the 7 of Pentacles. Let's see if I'm trying to remember the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. The 7 of Pentacles is talking about working real hard and investing your time to cultivate growth. So, right on. Again, it's a dream come true for you. You're making all the magic happen. You don't let challenges and disappointments get you down. You just sweep them out of the way because you're going to stay inspired and go to work on your next project or keep going at whatever's good. Keep the good things going. Thank you, Kurt. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you inviting me to read. I love these ethereal bloom cards.
Kelly just mentioned in the chat she has your book, The Convoluted Autobiography.
I'm putting the camera up so she can see me smile. I know Kelly was one of my first subscribers. There she is, and she was one of the first people to buy the book. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the reading. There's a new book out too. It's where is it? Let's Go Off Planet with Breakaway Ray, starring me and Rob Khalil. They're both in the descriptions of my links at Star Card Podcast. Kelly's a subscriber over there, one of the very first ones. Thanks again, Kelly. I know she's a Pittsburgh friend of yours.
She's from the Berg. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Um,
we're taking care of Slavka now.
yeah. Yeah. And Derek sent a small donation for Slavka, but you didn't have to do that, Derek. But thank you. That was so nice
Thank
of
you,
you.
Derek.
And then but there's Slavka. Me and Slavka have the same birthday, the exact same birthday, January 11th, 1980. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, Slavka, thanks for inviting me to read. I know you have your own abilities. So thanks for giving me the practice. Let's throw some cards for you. These cards are for Slavka. All right. I think Slavka appeared on your show recently, or maybe she showed up on Julia Anchorhaven's channel also recently.
Yeah, she's coming back on the 26th too.
Cool.
The day after Christmas. Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Technically, right?
Yeah. Here we go, Slavka. Let's throw some cards. These cards are for Slavka. January 11th, 111. 1980, I was starting high school.
No way, for real?
Yeah. I was born in 66.
Wow.
I know, dude. I'm getting so old. Anyway.
You got to witness a really interesting part of life, you know? You got to be a big part of the world way before there was internet, and now the part of the world that there is internet. The same with me.
You're totally right about that, Rob. Big difference. People nowadays, if they don't know what research is, they will never know what it was like. I'll just say that much. Now that they have the internet, I'm getting so fired up thinking about it. I'm so upset. Like even my last few days in the class a couple of years ago, I'd say, well, let's learn about something. And they get the computer and they just, type it into the search engine and let the search engine tell you. That's not research, Yeah. Anyway, that's programming. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as television programming, cowboy and Indian movies. Where do those stories come from?
Yeah.
Anyway, these are for Slavka. We're having a great Christmas. We're bonding, you and I, Rob, every time we do this, even though it's it's an internet show. We're not face to face. We're not in the same room. We still are building a really interesting relationship, you and I. Let's help out your friend.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, I hope you subscribe to the Star Card podcast. Here you go, Slavka. Be inspired. You know what? I'm going to go right to the book on the Star Card. I love the Star Card. Number 17, the Star Card. I like the way this book writes about it. The Star. You are likely to find yourself feeling inspired. You have renewed hope and faith and a sense of being truly blessed by the universe. You are entering a peaceful, loving phase in your life filled with calm energy and personal growth. All right. Sounds like the bad times are behind you. Everything's going to be groovy. The Four of Wands. It's the homecoming card. That is cool also. The homecoming card, celebration, okay? And then the King of Swords, mental clarity, authority, clarity of mind, yeah. The Emperor, total control. Wow, look at all these major arcana cards coming at you. And
She got a really good spread so far, huh? She got a really good spread, so far.
Yeah, so far, yeah. And then the Six of Cups talks about nostalgia and happy memories. So you're feeling inspired. Maybe you have family and friends coming in for the holidays. Everything feels righteous and everything feels like it's under control. You must have done a good job planning for the holidays. Look at all the happy memories you're creating right now. Way to go. And then the Page of Cups says that there's a happy surprise. I mean, even with all the planning that you did, I bet you had no idea it was going to be this wonderful. You must be having a great holiday season. There's that Star card. Yeah. And the Knight of Wands says to charge forward energetically. Anyway, I like the message. I guess I'll recapitulate. You're feeling inspired with your friends and family around for the holiday. It feels wonderful and everything's under control. Everyone's getting, creating new memories that they're going to have the rest of their lives, especially the young people. Okay. The Page of Cups says it's a happy surprise. You had no idea it was going to go this well.
Hey,
Hey,
Ray.
yeah.
She added in, she said endings and beginnings
Where's that?
for Slavka.
There's endings and beginnings.
Yeah, like well, one thing is that like she traveled from Czechoslovakia or from Slovakia, where she's from, and she's currently residing in Florida, and she's been there for like a couple months now. She's been staying in Florida, so I don't know if she's like starting over here in America or how long she's staying for, but like it's a huge transition in her life, and I'm really proud of her. I mean, she's been able to like go to some of the most amazing places in the world. From she went to Göbekli Tepe to the pyramids, and we did shows on both of them. And then we did one from the place in where did we go? It was in Europe. It was in Prague. Was it Prague? Was it Prague? She was at
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, and that was amazing. And then so you know we've done some amazing shows together. Where was I going with that? Yeah, like but she recently came over to America, so it's like and maybe the end of something, the beginning of something. I don't know.
Well, now that you couched it that way, it looks like this is something that she does. You know, she's inspired in the new adventure that she's in. She's totally in control of this adventure. She's studied it. She understands the ins and outs and the parameters of it. And, she's making happy memories wherever she goes. It's a pleasant surprise, but she does it all the time. Maybe. I'm trying to match the story up. I hope that's a reflection that works for you, Slavka. Congratulations. Welcome to the United States. There's some beautiful parts in Florida. Don't listen to all the crazy stories you hear about Florida. There's nice places in Florida and nice people in Florida too. The Florida man stories. I don't know if Slavka's heard about those. A Florida man was found walking his pet alligator into a 7-Eleven, blah, blah, blah.
That's Florida. Florida's crazy. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of really good people in Florida too,
Yeah.
But I mean, but Florida, there's some wild stories from Florida.
Yeah.
You always see that on the internet, on like Instagram and stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
It's
But Florida's a great place to be if you have to be in the United States.
Nice weather. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's the only place where you can be. It can be mid-Christmas and like the weather's. I guess they're in San Diego, right? California.
Right. Yeah. Same latitude. Yeah. It's it's not going to snow. It's not going to snow.
Is it warm there now in California?
So it's in the 50s where I am up in Ventura County. It's not snowing. It rarely snows here, but it does snow once in a while.
Yeah.
It's just a really hairy rainstorm today. And, that put everyone I had to like drive down. I mean, nobody cares about this. I had to drive down to the valley to pick up a lasagna at Cavaretta's for, Christmas Day. But I had to drive through like the toughest rainstorm, and there were like all kinds of car accidents, and it was a long ride. But anyway, I got the lasagnas. They're sitting in my fridge. But it was a pretty hairy rainstorm today on the freeway.
Is that what your family has for will you get together with your whole family for Christmas and stuff?
Yeah, well, the family that's left. I got my brothers. They both live nearby, and we have another cousin who lives in our town also. But most of our family's on the East Coast. In New York. We have relatives in North Carolina now. We have relatives in Florida. We have relatives in Connecticut. When I moved out to California in 1980, I was in 9th grade. I was a freshman in high school. And, we were the only part of our family that ever went to California. We were the pioneers. Everyone else stayed back on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. That's cool. Like, yeah, it's a big difference, right? Like Florida to California. Like, I mean, New York to California.
It was a little bit difficult for me. I was a little young, I was set in my ways at age 14. I didn't quite catch on to California right away, but I did. I grew into it. I love New York, but California's been very, very good to me. So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Well, this was an amazing show, Ray. Is there anything you want to finish up with, or any final thoughts, or however? Yeah. Your
audience, Rob, the Typical Skeptic podcast audience, they're so nice to me. I do read your comments in the chat after the show. I want to say thank you very much, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. I look forward to seeing everyone in the new year. I hope Rob will have me on his show, and I hope you come visit me over at Star Card Podcast. Hey, that's all I got, Rob. I've been looking forward to this all year. Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. You made my day. It's a great birthday gift to be on your show, Rob. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thanks, Ray. It was amazing. This was one of the best shows. I'm so glad we did this, and I think the people really liked it too. And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Like that's why I do this. So like so we can all have like family on. Like our internet family. Like it's like every show. And then this will reverberate, and more people will watch it and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, leave a comment in the video, and like the video too, and share it out with your friends and all that stuff. And yeah, and thank you guys, and Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I have Audrey Walters coming on tomorrow for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
cool.
we just scheduled that today. It'll be like a Christmas disclosure special with Audrey Walters, guys. Nice. You guys are hearing it here first. Like that's at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, guys. So I don't really skip a day. I'm not skipping a day. I'm not skipping a day. So not even on Christmas. We're going tomorrow. Yeah. Like,
thank you, Rob. You're a cool dude. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
If you final words, Ray. Anything you'd like to say? And thank you.
I just want to honor Rob for 680 shows in 1 year, more than 2,000 and counting. Keep up the good work, Rob. We love you.
Thanks, Ray. Love you too, man. And thank you guys. And Merry Christmas, everyone. And I love you guys. And happy holidays, everyone. Good night.